Hey, how you guys doing? We are back at our weekly moto vlog. And what I do have for you today is the introduction, formal introduction of the very first motorcycle that I bought. You know, it has been causing lots of confusion because I did not formally introduce this motorcycle. Well, I did a video. I'm gonna post something here up the top on the upper left, upper right of you. Anyways, I did not do a proper introduction of this motorcycle. So what I'm gonna be doing now is sort of a review of this motorcycle. I've had this motorcycle for about 4 months, or 3 or 4 months now. Not exactly sure, but I think it's 3 months. No, 4 months. It's April. I guess I got this around mid-January. So it's been 3.5 months that I had this motorcycle, and it's just nice to give you a review of what this motorcycle is. More or less, I have gotten a feel on how this motorcycle handles. So I can now say something about it as compared to having it brand new, not brand new, as compared to having it in that month that I had no clue, or I have no idea of what this motorcycle can do. So stay tuned. I'm gonna give you an update on the first motorcycle that I ever bought. Stick around. Well, you see these lines now? At least they made a line for those going to the left. That's good. I mean, that's an improvement as compared to none at all. Going up the hill, the view. First things first, this motorcycle is a cruiser. As a beginner motorcycle, I was looking for something comfy. And, of course, something very low. So off the bat, it would be just common sense that you'd want a cruiser, a relaxed posture in riding. Hence, I got the cruiser. My motorcycle preference has been jumping from one point to the next this past few months. You know, as you guys may well know, I have a 250. Well, this is 250. I also have a 250 semi-sport or naked. It's not a sport bike. What do you call that? A street bike, maybe. VTZ 250, 1988 Honda. And that bike, it has that lean forward position. As compared to this one, which is really relaxed. You know, it's not even leaning forward, it's just upright cruiser posture. So we got that nailed. I mean, so I got this between the two bikes. It's jumping from one preference to the next. Sometimes I prefer the lean forward posture of a street bike, but sometimes I also like the, look at that, what do you call this kind of bars? It's very, well, it's a cruiser type, and it jumps from one preference to the next. Sometimes I like this kind of seating with this kind of car, sometimes I like the lean forward posture. I guess would be the first time that I'm taking this motorcycle to the view and have a proper review or a 360 view of the motorcycle when I get there. But before I get there, I was just gonna give you some inputs on what I feel about this motorcycle. And like I said, it's been jumping from a cruiser to sport. Some days I like some days I like the street, some days I like the cruiser, some days I like the street, and back to the cruiser again. It's quite disconcerting because one day I would need to make up my mind and sell one. That is basically what I need to do. So it's either one or keep them both so that I have a preference between the two. So we're back at the view, and I'm gonna give you a rundown of this motorcycle. This is a CM250T LA Custom with a nice view of Davao City. So ladies and gentlemen, introducing the very first motorcycle that I bought. This is a LA Custom 250T. That's its designation. It's a cruiser bike. I was thinking what I would need to buy when I was choosing my first motorcycle. Would I buy a brand new 150cc from a dealership, like say a Gixxer 150, the NS 200, or maybe the Honda CB 150R? But eventually I settled for this motorcycle. Why? Because at that same price that I would be paying for those things brand new, I would be getting a classic motorcycle for 250cc with twin cylinders. Now I'm a bit heavy, around 200 pounds. So 150cc for me would be something of a, well, it would not have a much desired torque for my weight. So I was looking for something that was minimum 250cc so that I can have that good pulling power. The main difference between this thing and the newer motorcycles is of course very obvious. This one being, how many years old is this? This is a 1982 CM250T LA Custom. So 1982, 1988 minus 6. This is 36 years old. Imagine that. A 36-year-old motorcycle. That would be a huge difference in terms of, well, let's just say reliability for once, electricals, fuel efficiency. But for what those things has, being an advantage of the newer motorcycles, this thing makes up for being a collector. 36 years old, come on! If you don't see that as a collector, 36 years old. I mean, imagine. Just a few years more and it would be my age. And I'm already a bit worn out. This one, on the odometer, it's reading 33,736. For Hondas, I think that's just about the midlife of these motorcycles. They do have a very dependable engine. I can say that because this engine is not yet opened. I mean, for its 36 years, the engine has not been opened yet. So everything, I won't say it's factory brand new, but not opened. That means it hasn't had any problem since. Just take care of the oil, just take care of the filter, take care of this. So inline gas filter, gasoline filter, so that you have everything just running smoothly. Now if you remember, I'll post a video somewhere here on the screen, here maybe, on here, most probably here, this part. I'd post a video that I adjusted the carb setting on this one. What was happening is it was running too rich, and this area here, it was leaking something. I can see now that there is a little bit of gas in this area here, if you can notice. But before that, the leaking was somewhere here. This part here, there was some droplets of gasoline. So I changed the O-ring, the gasket in that carburetor there, the whole gasket there, and it solved that problem. But right now I'm seeing something over here. And since this is the first time that I took out this motorcycle to the view, can you hear that? That's a helicopter doing its 3D. Boom, 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 boom. Going back to my motorcycle. So yeah, adjusting it so that it wouldn't be running rich. This knob there, inside, that small knob, you can see that there. That's the air fuel mixture adjustment. And I've since adjusted it to make it run a bit less rich. That means you open up the air mixture so that you have more air into the combustion chamber. And it has been running good. Except for now, I have been just now. It's as if it's palyado. It's running. I don't know how it's running. Maybe it just needs more time to be run, because I haven't run this motorcycle for a bit of time. But this is the motorcycle that I got. My first ever motorcycle. So for you guys that have been bugging me that, hey, you bought a Rusi, that's junk. Hey, you bought a Honda, that's not. Hey, you're visiting motorcycles and you haven't even bought a motorcycle. Well, I did all that so that I can get to a decision that I need to do and get myself a motorcycle. And I have decided to get this as my first ever motorcycle. A 1982 Honda 250T LA Custom. I do have some plans for this, and I'm still thinking if I change the... Hey guys, drop me in the comments what kind of handlebars these are. I've since bought an MGO Sport, Euro Sport handlebar, a low rise handlebar, but I haven't changed it yet because I was just trying to figure out if I like this handlebar. Sometimes, some days I like it, some days I don't, but it is something that maybe I do need to change to that handlebar and give this new motorcycle a new look, because that handlebar alone, I mean, look at that. If compared to that one and then a low rise handlebar, it will make the motorcycle look so different. And maybe the handling on how it goes. So that's the first issue I have with the motorcycle. I already have the part. I just need, if I make it stay stock or just let it stay like this, these are the things that I need to consider. Also, I can convert this to a cafe racer, but that would negate the fact that I like motorcycles to be in its stock form. I really like that. I mean, I also like a cafe racer, but if you like a cafe racer motorcycle, just buy a cafe racer motorcycle from the get-go, like the Royal Enfield GT. What's that Royal Enfield again? GT, that's it, the 535cc. That's good. I really like that, but it's expensive. But yeah, if you get my point, if you can afford that, just buy that, because you're still gonna be dishing out some money if you want to transform this into a cafe racer. So I guess I've already circled the bike long enough. I hope you guys would stop bugging me regarding the motorcycle purchase that I did. And once and for all, I am leaving you with a shot of 1982 Honda 250T LA Custom. If you guys like the video, do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell icon so that you'd get notified of the uploads that I'm going to do. And for all you guys that are out there riding hard, please ride safe. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Ciao.